All right, here we go.
Okay.
So I've been very excited to do this one. This is a compilation of sorts of stories about MA1 Schmidt, somebody we all know that we worked with, who is a true character. So this guy, to set the stage for him, he sounded like Macho Man Randy Savage. Okay, he had a crazy mustache, very muscular, bald head, right? And every morning at Guard Mount, it would normally start out with us being formed up. We'd have the Bearcats there and everything, and then he would sometimes stand on the truck, and he would address us. He would address the group, sort of like, I could imagine like Caesar addressing the gladiators before a battle. He would just get up there, and he'd be like, all right, we're going to get out there.
Yeah, he made that voice a lot.
We're gonna stand post real good.
I would be like...
He's like, don't fall asleep because I'm going to catch you. I'm going to come find you. And everybody's just standing there like, MA1, can we please just go to work? He's like, oh, get out of here. And he was fucking hysterical. Like, he would just come around. He would commandeer these golf carts that were all over the base that we weren't not supposed to take. But nobody said not to. You know, we weren't probably supposed to. So he would do his post checks on these golf carts. Like, we'd be sitting there in the Bearcats, these armored trucks. No one questioned it. Like, Pete Seville, like.
Whoa.
Like, they were golf carts accompanied. It was like they weren't just there. They were people's golf carts.
They were for the contractors.
He would use them to do post checks.
The funny thing is, like, Marine captains would see him, like, driving by. Like, how you doing? You know, on his golf carts, yeah. And they would, like, never, like, they didn't question it. You'd be, like, in the Bearcat, and you'd see him, like, fly by at 40 miles an hour on this golf cart. And there's like, people like, who is that? Well, that's MA1. Like, don't worry about it.
Let's do post checks.
Yeah. He was a goon. I mean, we loved working for him because he was just so funny. Like, he would
say yut a lot.
Oh, he would just say yut. Like,
yut, you ugly turd.
Yeah, like, he would just come around and be like, yut, 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 yut.
But he would defend his people too. He wouldn't. He was a good first class because he would try to fight the chain of command
all the time.
Physically try to fight them.
Yeah.
So they really didn't want to fuck with them because he would try to challenge them to a physical confrontation.
He like physically fight people if they're like, hey, you guys need to do this.
One girl.
But one particular story that's really good was one day he tried to save a boat. He tried to save one of the we'll call it a harbor boat that was literally sinking. And it's funny because all three of us played a role in that day.
Belonged to...
We'll bleep that out. Some OPSEC here.
It belonged to different contractors.
There we go. We'll call it a boat. So she was...
It wasn't ours.
So I don't even know who to start here. So it would, like, you were...
I was right in the pier.
You were at the pier. Okay.
I was a react vessel.
Okay.
And I had the people come over who were in charge of the boat and tell us their boat's sinking. I was like, okay, well, I can get a bilge pump. And I go over there, their boat's already below water level.
Like it's underwater.
So I'm like, yeah, I can't pump out the ocean, so I'm kind of screwed right now. So I contacted my supervisor, who was MA1. And his first reaction was he comes running down the brow, sprinting down there. He's like, what's going on here? And he sees the boat. He immediately strips down, puts on a wetsuit thinking it's going to keep him dry. That's not what it does.
Where did he find that?
He took it from the females that were working there. He put on a female wetsuit.
Give me your clothes! I need your motorcycle!
He took off his duty... He commandeered this shit. He took off his duty weapon because he was a supervisor of the whole waterfront. So he took up his duty weapon, told me to hold it. I'm a third class. And he dives in. Like, perfect dive, too. It was like from a movie.
Like a swan dive? Like,
it
like
was
the
a
posture.
perfect swan dive. Yeah. Like, he was being so extra, and I knew he was doing on purpose. He really swan dived in. So now my supervisor of the waterfront's in the water with no duty belt. Yeah. I'm holding on to
his boss's boss. There are layers above him.
He is not supposed to be in the water right now. That is not his job.
Nobody is.
Yeah. So he's in there. He goes under the water, tries to go underneath the boat, and tries to lift it up. Like on his shoulders, like the Atlas thing. Like, you know the people holding the globe, that guy? He tried to do that with a boat. Like, nobody can do that. Nobody could ever do that. And he tried to. And I'm standing there like, MA1, like, what do you want me to do? And he goes, just stand there, hold the gun belt. And he keeps on trying to go under. And he goes, I got it, I can do this. I'm like, help me. He said, grab the line. So he's throwing the line to us. I'm trying to grab it. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell's going on right now? And then finally, his supervisor comes, because like there's so many supervisors. The supervisor of the base right now, the CDO, Comes down. They're like, what's going on? Like, we heard the report. I was like, well, the boat's sinking right now. They're like, okay, where's... We'll have to bleep that part.
That's fine.
Where's
the supervisor?
Yeah, where's the supervisor? Right there, sir. That's him in the water? Yeah, that it's like, whose gun is that? Like, that's his gun. He's like, what the fuck is going on right now? You tell him to get out. So I'm like, MA1, I need you to get out of the water. so commander wants you to get out of the water right now.
So you called us. You called me. We didn't even know each other.
Yeah.
You called me and you were like, hey, heads up. MA1's in the water. He's trying to save a boat. I'm in the dispatch center, all right? And we'll call him Chief G, all right? Yeah. He calls us. He's our chief, okay? He calls us, and he was like, what the fuck's going on, Evans? Like, what's going on? I was like, well, apparently MA1's wearing a wetsuit, and he's down there in the water trying to save a boat. He's like, tell him to get the fuck out. He's not a diver. So... eventually, I guess, he gives up or something? Or?
No, he didn't give up. He didn't give up. He was never giving up. He was persistent with it. And the thing was, the people who were supposed to respond to a boat sinking came, port ops.
Yeah.
Port ops came, and they had the right devices for it. It's like this little thing you put under the boat, you slip it under from one side to another, then you pull a tab and it inflates to lift it up. And he was trying to put that under, so he's like diving under, putting this. And then finally, the boat, it never came out of the water. It was still sunk. They had to get a crane. No, they had to get a crane to get out of there. But yeah, and he finally get out of the water, and then he went to the.
Well, he came to you. Actually.
So
yeah,
we
could account for his whereabouts like the whole day.
Yeah. So to even get to the piers, there's like this ECP building, like the entry. He walks through the door from inside the enclave, dripping wet in his t-shirt, and he might have been wearing his pants.
He was wearing his pants. They got soaked.
But
he put his pants back on.
He's mad because he was like, I don't know why I'm fucking wet. he's like, I put on a suit.
He's keeping you warm, not dry.
He's like,
I don't know, I'm fucking wet, man.
well,
like, so confused.
Someone had to come through later and mop all that shit up. But he just comes through dripping. And he walks into the control room and, like, asks them something. Comes back out and he's like, hey, any of y'all fuckers got any PT gear with you?
Yeah.
And we're like...
we had, like, a standby guy. He's like, I do MA1. He's like, go get it.
Well,
That's mine, too.
I think he eventually found someone to bring him stuff.
Yeah,
but,
it was one of our... I remember his name. But
I don't remember.
So he comes to my post, all right? The dispatch center.
The next place over.
And, he's a fucking mess. I mean, he smells like shit, you know. And he's in there taking a shower in the building, and he's singing, you know. And when he gets done taking his shower, he like goes in the kitchen and starts making some eggs
in the galley.
Yeah.
He steals the Marines' eggs.
Yeah. He walks in our post, and it was Dell and I, and he walks in and he was like, "Crazy morning."